Whether you bake a little or a lot, baking supplies are a core component of almost everyone's kitchen. With their bulky and odd shapes, it can really be a struggle to figure out the best way to store and organize all of your baking supplies. In this M2O video, our team of lead organizers will share with you the tricks that we use to keep our own baking supplies, as well as those of our clients, orderly and easy to find. We'll start with Mackenzie in her kitchen.
A good rule of thumb for storing pretty much anything is to keep like with like. This means when it comes to baking, you need one designated area for the tools you use only for the baking process. For example, I use these scoops only when I'm making cookies, so I keep them with my baking supplies. By doing this, I keep my utensil drawers uncluttered, and when I want to make cookies, I only have one place to go for all of the necessary supplies. Another tip to make your baking process easier is to store baking-specific ingredients like icing and vanilla and chocolate chips with your baking supplies rather than in your pantry with all of the other food and spices. It's a simple step you can take to keep your pantry from being overloaded with items you only use every once in a while. Now let's see what Schae is up to in her kitchen.
While we typically recommend that our clients have one dedicated location for all of their baking supplies, in my small city space, I need to keep my supplies in several different locations. I prefer to bake from scratch, so I store my baking mixes in a bin way up high in one of my cabinets. My lower cabinet is where I keep cookie sheets, cooling racks, and muffin tins. This is really helpful for me because I do sometimes use those items for cooking. And since I don't have a pantry, I use one drawer to stash baking goods like powdered sugar, food coloring, and cornstarch. The countertop is a perfect place to display these decorative flour and sugar containers, which I put to use pretty frequently. This piecemeal system may be just the option that you've been searching for, or you may be one of the lucky ones who can consolidate everything in one place. You know what? Do what works for you. Now, let's see which tips Bahar has to share with us.
I don't bake like my colleagues, but I do love to entertain. So I want to share with you a few tips about storing and organizing your serving dishes that you may be using to display your baking creation. Recently, I designed and added this closet that keeps all of my entertainment dishes in one spot, and I love it. It used to be such a pain to go around the house and collect everything right before a party. Now I can entertain at any moment. Although your setup may not look like mine, the principle I follow here you can use inside a cabinet or on a shelf where you store your supplies. I use a horizontal sorter to keep my baking sheet, muffin tins, serving trays, and platter all in one compact and convenient location with easy access. Now I have these shelves that I keep my cake stands stacked up in one location. Previously, I would keep them inside a cabinet, upside down, fitted into each other, or stack up. I also use few of them as a display pieces on top of a shelf. I do keep my serving utensils such as tongs, pie cutters, serving spoons, and scoops inside a drawer in my kitchen, away from the rest of my utensils. If you do not have a drawer in your kitchen that you can dedicate to such items, you can use a credenza drawer. Also, you can get a container, bin, basket, or a drawer organizer and store it all next to the rest of your serving dishes inside a cabinet or on a shelf. Schae has a few more tips for us before we wrap it up. Let's see what she has to say.
So let's wrap it up with a few bonus tips. Number 1, if you finish off a baking ingredient, immediately add it to your shopping list before you forget. Number 2, occasionally check the expiration date of your baking items and purge anything that's expired. Number 3, think outside of the box. If you're short on space but big on supplies, consider using a rolling caddy dining buffet, or an over-the-door solution. Baking storage doesn't have to be limited to kitchen cabinets and pantries, so let your imagination wander. By figuring out a system that works best for you and taking advantage of the variety of organizing options that we've mentioned, you can have a kitchen that's not only orderly, but also a peaceful place for you to create your sweet confections. Need more organizing motivation? First, subscribe to M2O TV. I mean, you're here after all. Then visit our blog, check us out on our social media, visit our website, and you can see how our team can assist you. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye. One dedicated... Why can't I get that?
To have entertain in a jiffy.
Expiration dates. Ah.